Not far east from the unmistakable buildings of the nation's capital, we've got a building that's also unmistakable in sight, but bears a new name. Welcome to Northwest Stadium here in Landover, Maryland. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And we're off and running from Landover. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Running for the first time with a Tennessee rookie. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Back to the well again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard.
Let's go now.
They'll motion Brown right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense up to the line fast. Daniels to throw on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Lone back gets the handoff. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
79 Bronco.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
Here we go. Check go.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Daniels. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Falcons are off to a great start defensively. They forced a turnover on the opening possession.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Back 60. 19 tight. 19 tight. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Back now, pressure on its way. And his game will begin with an incomplete pass. Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. And now they face second down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
19 right. Go.
Second and 10 now. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Working quickly here. On second down, Robinson. And he's able to get this down to the 13. He got 5, and now it's going to be third down and 3.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Third down give to Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense in the hurry up here. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Throw is caught by the back. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
That one right down the middle. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Brings in the kick at the 9. And this drive will start inside the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Let's go. Check go.
Daniels from the pistol. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Here's the handoff. And he gets him around 6 there. Play made there by Clark Phillips. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further. That
one's caught along the left sideline. And And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
Ready up.
Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10.
70 Lions. Go.
Daniels back to throw. That throw behind his intended target.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Come on, set. Cougar 19. Ready.
They'll run now on 2nd down. They'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Arnold Ebiketie makes it there for the stop. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Ready.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. He lets a heater go deep middle. He's got it inside the 10. And that's a Washington touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, they'll look for him.
It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Another carry for Robinson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Play action on 1st down. Caught at the 20-yard line. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Bronco switch.
1st and 10, around to Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Here we go. Set. Hand to the left. Hand to the left. Hey, smash.
They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Dropping back to throw. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
Trying to throw here on fourth. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. And a surprising fourth down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Daniels to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, well, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Escapes out to the left. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Falcons take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's 2nd and 11. Bails out of the pocket quick. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 30 yards on that one. And the Falcons will have a 1st. From the gun, it's Robinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Throwing on 2nd and 13. Flush down out to his left. We get the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Falcons looking for a score just before the break. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They put a receiver in motion right. 3rd and long for him here. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Set. Go.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Let's go now.
1st and 10 from the 41. They give it to him again. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
From the 46. Caught quickly on the slant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout, so that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Warrior 70. Ready.
From the red zone now. Forced out to his right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss.
Kate, it's so common that we talk about quarterbacks flushing a negative play, but defenses have to do the same thing as well. When you give up a big play, you got to regroup, you got to calm yourself, and you got to know it's all about the next play. And delivering a sack like that certainly helps.
And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Now here's a spot where the timing's got to be absolutely perfect, Kate, between the quarterback and the receiver. That throw is made before that receiver's ever thinking of coming out of his cut. Too early, it's incomplete. Too late, and it's headed the other way.
Here we go. Check go.
3rd and short, Daniels. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Falcons will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie! That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down. But even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Able to hit Robinson, complete. He has room past the 25. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They motion the slot man right. Timeout called by the offense, and with another timeout available, they could actually get another 2 plays if they work quick. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it's going to be 2nd down. Went way outside. inside there trying to work that sideline, Brock. But by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw, because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's a 34-yarder from that right hash.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half.
Let's go. Go.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock here with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Offense up to the line fast. From the 32. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No connection on the last play, and out third down. Slot man in motion right. They'll throw on third and long. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Mike Samuel makes the play. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. First and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Shot alert, shot alert. Hut, hut.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
From the gun, it's Daniels. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So now it's going to be third and long. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
79 Broncos.
Throw on third down. Complete beyond the marker. It's a gain of 29 yards. And the Commanders will have a first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Completed to his running back. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Divine Diablo there on the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Here we go, set. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Go.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Leonard Floyd bringing that play to a close.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's only 2 on the pickup, and it's an interesting call for them now on 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Quick throw finds him out right. And he gets this forward to the 19. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first.
Cowboy 80.
Working inside the red zone. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders parlay the interception into points. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Ready? 19 tight, 19 tight. 65 yard.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. He's going to throw this one. He's throwing deep to the left side. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Commanders get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Dump off caught by his back. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Give now to the running back. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Daniels. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Plowing up the middle. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams. Second down now, 7 to go.
Here we go, sack.
They'll motion Brown right. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
On first down, here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Some guys, you just have to account for them, especially middle linebackers. I remember Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, it just felt like their presence took up the entire field. And this linebacker today, we had the interception earlier, a sack right now. You've got to start figuring out a plan for him, or he will take over this game. That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Ready up.
Gotta figure out this third down here.
Ready. Trap 60, trap 60. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down. The Commanders ready for the punt. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. That's taken at the 15. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will take over.
On the jump.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air.
You know what I like about this shot down the field, Kate? Keeps a defense honest. They know defensively, if we overcommit, we could get burned deep.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Let's go.
Now looking to throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? If we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Takes it in at the 26. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Absolutely crushed that kick, a full 70-yard punt. And the Commanders will go on offense. First down, ball at the 36.
70 Lions. Come on, set. Go.
Hand it off to the back. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 38. He's on the move. And they pick him off again. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they take him down right along the 30. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
18, right here. Let's go now. 69.
Back to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
79 Broncos, track at 60. 19 tight, 19, 60 Broncos, 60 tight.
Here's Robinson up the middle. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go, set. Check go.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Trying again from the 2. It's 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Bring it. Back to 60, back to 60.
Robinson. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Falcons make it a 2-possession game here in the 4th. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Out to kick it away. Here's Pinion. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Short pass brought in. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Warriors 70. Ready. 19 Lion. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Go.
First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
Go. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Come 19. Come 19. Ready, ready.
Second and 6 now. Has a man. It's Brown. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
That's good for Washington. First down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Trap 60. Trap 60. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. And up.
Daniels on first down. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
And that is teaching tape right there, Kate, for why you never, ever give up on a play. Looked like a certain touchdown grab until he comes in and knocks the ball free right at the last moment.
Ready. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready.
Second down and 10. Daniels. Put the body on the line for his team. The Commanders take a timeout. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Buffalo 18. Mustang 19. Hut, hut.
Again, Daniels to the air. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Falcons have it now on his 8th pick of the year.
You know, my dad was my old high school coach. He's a play caller. He was an offensive guy. And after days like this, and I remember one in particular, he'd say, son, some days peanuts, some days shells. This has been nothing but a bunch of shells for this quarterback today.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. To the sideline and secured by London. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Track 60.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. He fires one deep down the left sideline. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up second down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, 19 tight, 19 tight. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Ready.
Back now, pressure on its way. Pitts brings it in. A lot of mess on the move here. Kyle Pitts. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road. And they end the season on a great note, Brock, with a W in the final chapter of this year.